Israel is presenting new evidence of Iran supplying illicit weapons to Islamic terror group Hezbollah. One America's Kristian Rouz reports.
The United Nations cannot stay silent when this force of chaos is destroying the principles for which it stands.
The Israeli intelligence finds new evidence of the smuggling of weapons from Iran to the Lebanon-based terror group Hezbollah. On Tuesday, Israeli officials presented their findings at a UN Security Council meeting. They say last year Hezbollah seized control of the port of Beirut and have since used civilian shipping companies to import weapons and dual-purpose equipment from Iran.
The Quds force exploits civilian airports in Damascus and Beirut, civilian airports, as well as civilian land infrastructure and the Syria-Lebanon border to smuggle weapons. The port of Beirut is now the port of Hezbollah.
Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, says an Iranian paramilitary known as the Quds Force has been assisting Hezbollah militants in running the Beirut smuggling ring. For example, Hezbollah has received new ballistic missiles, which could target Israeli territory. The findings of Israeli intelligence are indirectly confirmed by recent statements from top Hezbollah officials.
We would use some of the missiles to target northern Israel, and the rest of our missiles will strike the Israeli coastline. Would the Zionist entity be able to withstand that? We're talking about back into the Stone Age.
Israel says Iran was shipping weapons to foreign companies with false documents. Those companies offloaded weapons and equipment in Beirut, where Iranian-backed operatives picked up the illicit cargo and handed it over to Hezbollah. The entire operation has been disguised as routine commercial activity.
It is a time to find partners who share our goal of confronting this force of chaos. In the face of existential threats, Israel, the Arab world, and the international community can only gain from working together.
Israel says the sale of Iranian weapons to Hezbollah is prohibited under UN Resolution 1701, passed back in 2006. That motion ended the Israeli war in Lebanon, but in the face of ongoing violations, some say Israel could strike Hezbollah again. And officials with the terror group say they are fully prepared for war. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel is ready to take any action necessary to prevent and reverse Iran's encroachment.
The time has come for the entire enlightened world to understand the gravity of the danger posed by Iran and Hezbollah. It is time for the entire world to stand up against them.
The Ayatollah regime and its terror proxies have yet to show signs of backing down. But latest developments may suggest another war in the Middle East could be likely. Kristian, Rouz, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.